A Turkish company says it is in talks to send floating power ships to help supply electricity to Ukraine. Russia has stepped up attacks on the country's power grid. Around half of Ukraine's energy infrastructure has been disabled. The country says that that's putting millions of people at risk of sickness and even death during the cold winter months.
Now is the winter of blackouts in Ukraine. Like here in the city of Lviv, nights without power have become part of wartime life for millions. Russia has been relentless in its attacks on Ukraine's power plants, substations and distribution lines. About half of the country's energy system has been crippled, officials say. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accuses Moscow of energy terrorism.
The very fact that Russia resorted to terror against the energy industry shows the weakness of the enemy. They cannot defeat Ukraine on the battlefield, and that is why they are trying to break our people in this way.
Countries around the world have pledged immediate aid to help rebuild Ukraine's energy grid, supplying generators, transformers and other hardware. One possible solution to the country's energy emergency could come from Turkey, and it involves ships like these.
They call them power ships, floating electricity generation plants. The Turkey-based company Car Powership has a fleet of 36. They are at energy crisis spots around the world. The ships use either fuel oil or natural gas to generate electricity and feed it into local power grids. Some have an output of several hundred megawatts per hour.
This ship over here can generate about 420 megawatts of power, enough for 4 million people, so it could supply the residents of a city like Berlin.
The ships have been used in shortage-stricken countries like Lebanon, Senegal and Indonesia. Zeynep Harezi, one of the company's senior executives, says she is in talks to send several power ships to help alleviate the Ukraine energy crisis.
We are in discussions with Ukrenergo, with Odessa Governorate, with Moldova utilities, with Romania utilities, to understand the best way to send electricity to Ukraine. We can actually deploy these ships in less than 30 days and make them operational to inject new kilowatt hours, new electricity on the grid, which is what is needed for Ukraine.
The initial idea was to send the power ships to Odessa, Ukraine's largest port, Harezi says. But security and hence insurance are major considerations. The ships may be deployed to neighboring countries instead.
We need to ensure the safety and security of our personnel, of our ships, and if this is not possible while operating within Ukrainian borders, it may be possible while operating at Gürgüleşti port in Moldova or Constanța port in Romania and transmitting the electricity to Ukraine via transmission lines.
Costs and financing also remain key issues. So far, there is no deal. Ukraine's energy ministry wasn't available for a comment, so it's not clear if or when the first power ships might make their way to help Ukraine get some lights back on during a brutal winter of blackouts.